Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Northstar State Politics here, and we're going to be doing a 2024 election prediction for the month of January slash February. Um, this comes after a lot of recent developments that have come about in the polling aggregate, as well as many other things, as well as the New Hampshire primary and the Iowa caucuses. So that should be pretty interesting. I haven't really done any analysis of that because I just don't really feel the need to, because everybody and their mother knows that Donald Trump is going to be the Republican nominee, and everyone and their mother knows that Biden will be the Democratic nominee. Like everybody knows. Like it's I mean it's are we surprised? No, we're not. No one is. So with that, let's go ahead and get straight to this prediction. We're gonna fill out the safe red states and the safe blue states first. The Great Plains and the parts of the Midwest, parts of the South, Alaska, and then for Biden the West Coast, plus Hawaii, plus Illinois, plus Colorado, plus most of the Northeast and the Eastern Seaboard like New Jersey and Massachusetts and Vermont, New York, and Maine's first district. So yeah, this is the map. Biden currently has an advantage over Donald Trump. And yeah, let's go ahead and get now to the likely states. The likely states for Trump and Biden. I think Donald Trump will win. The former president will win Iowa, Ohio, Texas, and Florida by a likely margin. I have my margins posted in the description for those of you who are curious. Um, for President Biden, I think he will win Minnesota, Maine, New Hampshire, Virginia, and New Mexico, all by likely margins. We'll include Maine second for Trump in that as well. And also Nebraska second. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. So Biden leads the Electoral College now by a much more modest 7 electoral votes than he did by like something like 70 before. And the states we have left, these 7? No, yeah. These 7 states are what will decide the election. The states of Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada are going to be the dominoes that will, whichever way these dominoes fall will be who wins the presidential election. Particularly Wisconsin, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, because these three have voted in line with the election winner every year since 2008. They voted for Obama in 2008, all three of them. Obama won. They voted for Obama again in 2012. Obama won in 2012. They voted for Trump in 2016. Trump won in 2016. And they all subsequently voted for Joe Biden in 2020. You get the point. So we'll go ahead and fill in North Carolina here as lean R. Republicans are doing very well there in the polling aggregate, as well as the fact that historically North Carolina has been a titanium lean red state, while Democrats have been able to win it in unusually good years for them, such as 2008. They have not been able to win it in years where they have not won by an electoral college landslide. And in this current environment where Biden appears to be in a worse position than he was in 2020, it's doubtful that he'll win North Carolina, considering the fact that Trump won it in 2020 in his worst possible scenario, and he still managed to win it by over 1 point. So I think Trump is in good shape to win North Carolina by about 4 to 5. Actually 3 or 4. Roughly his 2016 margins, I would say. Um, that is the only lean red state I think. Actually, you know what? I think I have another lean red state we can put in here. I think we'll put Georgia in there. Republicans appear to be in pretty good shape in Georgia. Democrats have like withdrawn a lot of funding from Georgia, it seems. And yes, people will say, but the Fani Willis case that is falling out in Fulton County. That is falling out. Um, there was the whole thing where she had an affair with some dude and used state money to go on vacations, and it was a mess. And also, I believe a circuit judge in that district like voted that I don't know. All I'm gonna say is that case is falling apart, and that's the only case that even is close to threatening Trump. But even then, think I still don't think it's gonna put him in jail. I don't think he'll get convicted. Is my point. Um, let's go ahead and switch up here to the Rust Belt. Another lean. I don't know if it'll be lean red. We'll put Wisconsin in the tilt margin, but with an asterisk next to it, because I think Wisconsin. We saw in 2020, like 2022, Ron Johnson won despite Democrats doing fairly well at the state level. At the state level, Democrats held on to the governorship, which they were widely expected to lose. They held on to the attorney general, even though they were supposed to lose the attorney general's office by like a lot. So my point being, Democrats overperformed at the state level, while Ron Johnson at the federal level was still able to win. Not by as much as we had hoped, but he still won regardless. And at the federal level, if Johnson won re-election by one in a fairly blue-leaning environment in the state, that means that Donald Trump is likely in good position to win the state. My only thing is Ron Johnson was the incumbent senator over Mandela Barnes. He had more resources. Biden is the incumbent over Trump, so I'm not sure how that'll play out. Incumbency has been a big factor in deciding elections, especially since about 2020 or so, 2018. Incumbents just have been like undefeatable. No matter what party. We saw in 2022. 2022 was the night of the incumbent. We saw Tony Evers win re-election, Whitmer win re-election, Walz win re-election, Ron DeSantis win re-election, Abbott win. Like we saw, it was night of the incumbent. So I'm not entirely sure how this will play out. I think I might move Wisconsin into the lean column. He'll win it. I think Trump wins it by about one to. I think he wins it by about two, as of right now. I think he'll probably outperform Johnson by like a point. Trump usually, although Ron Johnson usually outperforms Trump, but we'll see. I think he's probably going to win it by about two, 1.5 to 2. Michigan, Biden, I think is narrowly favored in Michigan. I think it'll be a lot closer than 2020 though. 2016 margins or so. We're seeing good polling data for Trump in the state, but that doesn't really say much. Michigan is the more blue-leaning of the Great Lakes states, besides Minnesota and Illinois. Of the big three of the Rust Belt, it's the most blue-leaning. Um, Democrats did very well in Michigan in 2022. They held on to every single statewide office imaginable, and they also gained control of full control of the state government for the first time in a long time. That also partially could have been because we didn't really run very good candidates, but we'll see. Michigan, I think at the moment will go to Biden. However, Trump is making grounds with union workers, as we saw the United Auto Workers president, Sean Fain, admitted that while he reluctantly endorses Biden, that many of his rank and file members, many of his, many of the common people in his union will likely be siding with Trump. You can look it up. He did say that. He said most of his constituents do not agree with his endorsement, so that should say quite a bit, considering the United Auto Workers has a huge, huge grip on politics in the state of Michigan. So does Teamsters as well, and there have been rumors that Teamsters might endorse Trump. I'll believe it when I see it, but if Teamsters does endorse Trump, that will be huge. In Pennsylvania, the Keystone State, I think Pennsylvania, at this very moment in time, I think Pennsylvania would go to Trump. Um, People will point and say, "What about Dr. Oz?" And all I have to say is there was a good chart by my friend Buckeye Politics that he is making for an upcoming video. I'm not going to leak it. I'm not going to exactly say what that video is, But he made a chart of Pennsylvania. Where is it? There it is. So he made this little chart showing um, showing Trump's performances in certain small cities, in Pennsylvania versus Dr. Oz's performance in Pennsylvania in these same cities. So the city of Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, Trump lost that by 13 in 2020. And look at the vote totals there. Trump got 1,453, Biden 1,891. In 2022, Fetterman won that city by 21. He even, he didn't, he got, Trump would have beat Fetterman in the city, though. That should say a lot. Trump still got more votes than John Fetterman, but Oz only got 885, whereas Trump got over 1,000. We see in Rochester, Pennsylvania, Biden won that by 9. Oz lost that by 21 or 20. Vanport, Pennsylvania, Trump won that by 11, and in 2022, Oz lost it by 4. So people will point to this, and all I have to say is that was 100% base turnout. We look at the vote totals. I mean, Oz couldn't even get more than Joe Biden did. Oz couldn't even, neither could Fetterman. Fetterman couldn't even get more than Biden did in some of these cities, and yet he was still able to win because the base just didn't turn out for Oz. So that dispels the Roe argument. Um, Now, personally, I think it was because people saw Oz as like a carpetbagger. I think that was a big part of it. I think Fetterman definitely played his cards well when it came to painting Oz as like a out of state carpetbagger. But I don't know. Here's my point. It was 100 in the Rust Belt. It was base turnout. So that 2022 should not worry Republicans in the Rust Belt. That was just Democrats getting their crap together and turning out their core voter base. Enough yapping. Let's go to Arizona, where I think ultimately Biden is still favored in the state. I just don't see any way Trump can win Arizona. The state has a lot of corruption going on. Um, the Democrats are really consolidating their power in Arizona. We're seeing, you know, I don't know. My point is Trump may be winning in the polls there, but that doesn't sell it to me. We saw in 2022 Carrie Lake was supposed to win over Hobbs by like 5, and that never happened. She lost. Um, Trump, I don't know. I don't really understand Arizona as a state. I mean, even 10 years ago, Arizona wasn't even in question. We'll see. As of right now, I would expect Biden to carry the state by about 3. Maricopa County is getting out of control. We have, there's lots of Oregon, like Portland and, California residents moving into Phoenix and the Phoenix area. We're seeing lots of people from Seattle and even like the Austin area moving to Arizona, which is moving the state blue. We're also seeing a lot of the McCain voters turn blue as well. It's a complete mess, and there's also the we'll call it the Maricopa County factor. Um, the Maricopa County X factor. So that's all. We'll call it that because I can't say what it is. But yeah, Arizona is going to go to Biden. I think. I hope it. If Trump wins Arizona, then I will be pleasantly surprised. But until election night comes around and I watch him win it, I don't believe it'll go blue or it'll go red. Nevada. This is a tough one considering Nevada is like the slowest possible red trending state we have. States like Florida and states like Florida are trending red by at a pretty reasonable pace. States like Colorado are trending left at a pretty fast pace, but Nevada is trending red very slowly and taking forever to do so. We did see Joe Lombardo, the governor, Republican governor, defeat Steve Sisolak, which was expected. That was the only incumbent governor to lose. Um, I think. Yeah, he was the only incumbent governor to lose in 2022. Lombardo has been doing a decent job as governor, although he has had to moderate his stances because he's working with the Democrat state assembly. So, I don't know. We'll see. But the Reid machine in Nevada is dead. if I had to pick a winner, this is going to be tough because Lombardo was able to win in Nevada, and I'm kind of wondering there's been some conspiracies I've seen about Nevada about why Lombardo won, and it has something to do with the Vegas shooting, the Vegas nightclub shooting. But I'm not gonna dive into that right now because I don't know if I believe it. If I have to say, I think Biden is favored in Nevada, very narrowly. I think Nevada will be like 2016 New Hampshire levels of close. Again, I think Republicans are in good shape to win the Senate race in Nevada. Depending on who we can field, Sam Brown seems like a pretty good quarterback candidate. I almost said quarterback for some reason. Brown seems like a pretty good candidate. I have a good feeling about some of the House seats in Nevada too, but at the presidential level, I just don't see it. Again, maybe Trump could win it. It's this is kind of a coin flip. Like I go back and forth on Nevada. We'll have to see. If I see more data, because polls like love overestimating Republicans in Nevada. So I don't know. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Comment down below what I should do more of, or if I should just quit YouTube. Yeah, that's probably a good option. I should just leave. No, I'm kidding. But anyways, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Um, I'm gonna try to get into the habit of uploading more videos. I know I've said that every time and I don't upload. But school has kind of been easing up a little bit. It was really stressful back in September through December. It's kind of letting up now. So we'll see. But yeah, so if I get the time to, I will make more videos. But anyways, hope you're all having a good Sunday. I hope you guys have a good week, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, y'all.